Hey guys, this is Carrie, and in this video, I'm going to be introducing you to what we're going to be doing in our next couple of days. So we're going to be working with functions, and I think there's this amazing website that I personally used to learn how to code. As you guys probably know, I am self-taught, so I found this resource freecodecamp.org, and they have a really amazing curriculum on the site that's totally free. So if you go to freecodecamp.org, you don't have to create a sign-in in order to access it. You can just go to the menu, click curriculum, and then the part of the curriculum that we're going to be working on is JavaScript algorithms. You'll recognize that keyword, and data structures certification. So we've done a lot of the basic JavaScript parts. We're going to scroll past that. There's a lot of challenges there that cover, some of the same material that we've covered, if and else statements and things like that, but also some other stuff that we haven't learned yet. And I think it's actually really useful to do. We're going to scroll all the way down to basic algorithm scripting, and this is going to be where we're focusing our attention. So we're going to expand the course here, and you can see that there's going to be 16 problems. Now, I've done a lot of these before, actually, just in my own personal learning. I do have a sign-in, so you're welcome to sign in, but I'm going to keep myself not signed in so that they're blank and unsolved. Yeah, I would actually say this is a great site to continue learning how to code even after you finish this class if you're interested in, continuing to build websites and continuing to learn more about the topics that we've covered. So for each one of these, it's a challenge that we get to solve. So we're going to click this. And I've heard from students in previous years that this screen can be a little bit overwhelming. I think because you guys have been working on REPL instead of some of the other ways that we could have been programming, this might actually be a little bit easier to work on. So each of the challenges is going to have a title. And I'm going to have simultaneously open my journal template. So hopefully I shared you guys on something that looks something like this. I'm not sure if it's finalized yet. I'm just going to make a copy of it. You don't need to do this probably because I think I've shared you on it already. And here we go. Okay, cool. So the problem here is convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. So I'm going to do a Command C on the title. I'll paste it in here. Oh, that doesn't look so good. So you can actually use something called Command Shift V or Control Shift V, which is paste without formatting, and that will just paste the text instead of that weird formatting. I don't know if that bothers you. Next up, we need to put the date. So today's date is, what is today's date? The 13th. So /13. And then we're not ready to put the code yet because we actually have to solve the problem first. So the way that they set these problems up here is they say, okay, we want to create the algorithm to convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit is the temperature in Celsius times 9/5 plus 32. You're given a variable Celsius, so that's going to be our input variable, representing a temperature in Celsius. Use the variable Fahrenheit already defined and assign it to the Fahrenheit temperature equivalent to the given Celsius temperature. Use the algorithm mentioned above to help convert the Celsius temperature to Fahrenheit. All right, so here we go. To find Fahrenheit, they've actually gotten us a nice little star here. They say let Fahrenheit, and then we're going to plug in the rest. So it says here, it's a little different from the last one if you watched my video on it, but they say the algorithm is Celsius, which is this input variable, times 9 divided by 5 plus 32. So they're giving us the algorithm for the conversion. It's a math formula. That's our procedure. And then here's something new that I haven't talked about in my videos yet, is this return keyword. So a lot of the time, what you'll do when you're building a function is you'll do a lot of work with some code inside of these code blocks. And you may remember that we've encountered this problem before. Things that we define inside of the code block, we often don't have access to. So because we're creating this variable we often don't have access to outside of the code block. So if we wanted to find Fahrenheit now, it doesn't exist. So what you can do is you can actually return out values. So when you say return, This is like output it out. So this will be the output of our function because we're outputting Fahrenheit. All right, let's see what happens here. So it looks like we've correctly computed Fahrenheit, and in order to verify that it works, they have these really cool things called tests. And this is something that actual programmers use. They test their code, and so they've got these tests right here. So when we run the test, let's see if it works. Bodacious. That's cool. All right, so I have to sign in to save my progress, so maybe you should create a sign-in. But you can see that I've actually passed all of the tests, which is cool. So my code actually works as expected. So now this code is complete. So I will copy this. Let's see, how do we do this here? I did a Command-Shift-V there. And then my reflection might be, I don't know, something along the lines of, I had to learn about, I'm sorry, for the reflection, it says here, write a short reflection on your problem-solving process, highlighting a challenge you faced or an opportunity you had to apply something you learned. It was nice to use the simple math algorithm that they described in words. I learned about the return function. Doesn't have to be an essay. Maybe it is the output of the function. Cool. All right, so it's time to continue on to the next one, and I will show you how to do that in the next video.